As high school and college students wind down their spring terms and prepare for summer, it's a critical time to tune into their mental health and consider how to engage in conversations about it. According to new data from the second annual Student Behavioral Health Report commissioned by UnitedHealthcare and conducted by YouGov, there's a near 50% or greater increase in self-reported anxiety, depression, and suicidal ideation among college students compared to high school students. And parents might not even be aware of their student struggles. Today, we want to welcome Dr. Gary Grosel, Chief Medical Officer at UnitedHealthcare of Ohio, and to talk about the report's findings and share some tips on how to help your students with their mental and behavioral health. Welcome, Dr. Grosel. So let's start here with what are some of the key findings and data from this report?
Yeah, I can tell you that one thing is very striking what we saw. I mean, we knew that this younger population in their teens and early 20s have similar behavioral health issues with anxiety and with depression. But the big change was that the increase from high school into this college age was almost a 50% increase in these behavioral health issues. And that was very striking to us because it kind of makes sense in the fact that many of these kids are going away to college and they're on their own. And, it's a good thing in some ways, but it also can produce a lot of anxiety and depression.
And what other actionable data was uncovered that might be helpful for parents to know?
Well, one of the big things is that many parents are in line with their high school students. They're seeing them usually every day. They kind of have an idea on if they're anxious, if they're depressed. There's probably a little bit more conversation. But the alignment with their college kids is off. And what we actually saw was that with anxiety, it showed that college students had a 55% increase in, and when we talked to the parents, they only felt it was about 35% of their kids had this anxiety. And depression was 41% self-reported by college students, and the parents only felt that 18% had depression in this college age. So very different in how the parents were aligned with how they felt their child was doing.
And Dr. Grosel, what advice would you give parents about having these conversations with their students?
Yeah, so obviously from these findings, things have to start a little bit sooner. They're doing well while they're at home and, in that high school age, but as they go off to college, that's when the issues happen. So let's start a conversation sooner with them. Let's actually talk about mental health. Just, show that, it's out there, that we have an understanding of it. Don't be afraid to let us know when things can occur. And then just kind of increase the frequency of talking to your kids about this and communicating with them. Don't be that smothering, helicopter type parent that is constantly talking to your child in college, but text them once in a while and let them know that you're there for them. Send gift boxes. Just another something to let them know, hey, you're there, we're supportive, we will help you in any way, and just have that open communication that they know they can call you when an issue does come up. And the last thing I would say is just making sure that you're educated and they're educated about the resources available. UnitedHealthcare has resources available, and what you can do is go to the back of your insurance card. There's a phone number on there. Call that or go to myuhc.com, and you'll be able to talk with a representative from UnitedHealthcare and to find either a behavioral health doctor or primary care in your area that you can go to. And also virtual care, you'll be able to see if it's available and that you'd be able to talk with them that way as well.
And before we go, Dr. Grosel, do you have any additional tips you could share?
I would say that making sure that, if you do anticipate that there's an issue with your child or even another child, like a roommate or so, is to call a physician or call a healthcare provider that would be able to talk with them. Also, making sure that they understand that, when an issue does come up, that you're there available for them, but your primary care doctor is very important. And these can even be done virtually. I mean, you don't have to, go to, when you're in college, go to a place that you're going to be seeing either a behavioral health specialist or a primary care, but you can do it virtually and at least give them an idea of where you stand. The other thing is if there's a major crisis, there is a crisis line 24/7 that can be called, if something is really concerning.
All right, Dr. Grosel, great information. Thanks for being with us today.
All right, and thanks for having me. I appreciate it.